Boom, we're off. Welcome, lockdown workshop. These things are flipping breeding. As soon as word gets around that you're a bit of a whiz with tubeless tyres, everybody wants the tubeless tyres doing. To be fair, this one's been on the wait list for quite some time. So it's off a Giant, a Liv. Sorry, not a Giant, a Liv, same thing I know, bike. It's kind of one of those, it's a road bike, but it's one of those road bikes that's got the wider tyres. So I call them kind of commuter road bikes or beginners road bikes. They're a little bit more stable. They've got 28s or 32s on the tyres. They seem to be quite popular now. A lot of people are riding them. And the trend seems to be going to wider tyres anyway, but hey ho, we're kind of getting off the subject a bit there. This is Teresa's bike.
Motion detected at the front door.
There's somebody at the door. That's a UK thing, you'd have to Google that one. Rodder or an emu. Emu's world. Anyway. Boom, I think we're on. Right, back again. More bikes. I was trying to slow down before we went away on holiday. Right, so yeah, it's like a hybrid road bike kind of thing. Now what's beeping? Is it you? No, you're not beeping. You're quite happy for once. No idea what was beeping. Yeah, so this is off a Liv. I was saying it was a road bike and that. She got a puncture last year, probably about this time last year I fixed it. She wanted to keep the same tyres, these Giant Frondo 2 Gavias. She liked them, yeah, fine. The Giant tyres are really good value, but really difficult to get hold of. So she ordered them, 2 sets, probably about 9 months ago now, and they finally arrived. 9 months. Just in case you're wondering, I did talk to Giant the other day about some of their tyres and how difficult they are to get hold of and how confusing their website is, because it starts talking about hookless ready. So then you're like, well, do they work with hooked rims or not? But apparently, as long as you buy them to go with a... is that my light beeping? Something's beeping anyway. As long as you buy them to go with the Giant tyres, Giant wheels, they just work apparently, whether they're hooked or not hooked, they work. I did get some interesting information actually, and you lot might know this anyway. These Giant tyres are actually Maxxis. So you can almost get the identical tyre in Maxxis. So if you are looking for something that you know is going to be compatible with the Giant rims, which some of the Giant stores say that they are a bit finicky, and some of the LBSs are moaning about only being able to get tyres to sit properly on Giant tyres on Giant rims, or certain tyres on Giant rims. But I'll be honest, I've not had any issues. I've seated loads of Giant rims. I've got Continentals running on mine. I bought some Rubinos, Vittoria Rubinos, to go on that one because you can't see it, but the Propal over there, because the bead's blown out. But I've mucked you up now, haven't I? On that, which I discovered the other day. So this was hopefully going to be a 2-for-1. I'll do this one, assume the other wheel's exactly the same, and then I'll do one of the wheels on the one of the SLR carbon fancy wheels, which I think are Cadex wheels. Anyway, right, let's start tearing into this one. Right, let's strip it off. So this one's actually flat. I did plug it. Teresa ran over some glass and got about 3 punctures in it. One of them was quite a big hole. I did manage to plug it, and it's lasted all that time since, until Wayne, husband, started picking at one of them and popped the bacon fillet out. So it's now gone flat, but the new tyres are here, so we're going to swap them over. I don't need to undo that, do I? That's not what I need to do. box of stinky gooey tyre stuff out. We just need to take the core out. Without hopefully unscrewing the valve. Always find when you're doing this, especially if you haven't got good light, like I've not got at the moment, hold on to the stem so you can feel it's starting to spin. Boom. Now who's pinging me? Son. Alright, I don't even know where the keys are. I don't think I've got the keys. He's moaning about the keys. He's had to wash his car. I know. Well, it's his old car. He's bought a new car. He's bought a Toyota Celica. I know. Right, so remember, I think we've done this before. Assuming you can see what I'm up to. So I tend to get my hands on the back and then I'll try and roll it off the rim. There you go. That one's come off quite easily. Some of them can be quite stuck on there. I generally find that the Giants and the Livs come off the rim quite easily, but the problem is they have a habit of bringing the rim tape with them. So you've just got to be careful. But this one looks alright. There's not a lot of slime in there. You'll tend to find one size worse than the other as well for some reason. There we go. So that was no dramas at all. Now, if you remember, I had the Wayne's bike, which is her husband's bike. We've had some fun with that one because the tape was knackered on it. So we have had some fun with these. If the tape's not right, or you've got a defect in the tape, you will not get them up. And that's what we've done with them. So I'm seeing a lot of that with these Giants. That there's sorry, let me swing around. So you can see what I'm doing. I've got the, it's the something monkey, is it Chain Monkey or something, brand of tyre slider. I find it's quite good rather than using the other slider that I keep in the car. It's got the really runny Giant goo in it. Oh! Why has that gone that? Oh, here we go. Right. Sorry about that. In fact, we might cut that bit out. Back again. I don't know if you can see the goo. There's not a lot left in there actually, so it's probably good timing to get this off, but we're going to have to redo it anyway because I can't reuse that. So we're going to get covered in goo. Now this tyre, like I said, has been plugged in about 3 places, so it's not worth salvaging it, but the other tyre, there's nothing wrong with it. Right, this is a bit where my wife screams at me because we've got a brand new kitchen in this building and I'm covering everything we do. So we'll just chuck this outside. And now my son's going to moan at me because I've got goo all over the camera. It's my camera. He just borrows it a lot when he's off doing his Top Gear filming. That he does. Right, so we need to clean this down now and get all the goo off it. This is one of the perks of doing the two-side in here, is that I can rub and clean this off a lot easier. So all we're doing, we'll try and get it so you can see it, and try and keep the water out of the water. I'm just trying to get as much of it off so it's all clean. I'm looking for any chunks that are in the hook channel. This looks very clean. I'm trying not to grate the wheel too much on my sink, because again that will cause testicles to be removed. Actually, it's not a bad one, this one. It's quite clean. I've not got goo anywhere. I've got no reason to worry about the tape. The tape looks intact. There's no signs that the liquid's getting under it. The other thing to watch out for is, you see where it goes over the spoke holes, is to see if it's got any dimples where it's been overpressured. But this looks okay. because they will eventually fail there and start leaking. Get as much of this stuff off here as possible before they get shouted at. The problem is, if I do this up in the workshop, I need to bring them down anyway, and then I end up doing it in the laundry, and I get shouted at. Basically, I get shouted at a lot. So I'm just going to dry it just to make sure there's nothing on the rim. Give it a quick spin off. Look at that. That was possibly the easiest. Don't say it, Toller, don't say it. That's possibly the easiest one I've done. Just clean the little tool off so I don't end up with that everywhere. Clean up the drips on the side. Oh, you don't go down the floor. Oh dear. And down the front of the fridge. Right, I think I've got it all now. Nothing to see here. The perfect crime. Right, let's go and get the other tyre on and see if we can jump it on without having to go up to the garage with the compressor. Boom! Unboxing video. Yeah, as I was saying, I do like these giant tyres. They are really good value. It's like most of the other tyre manufacturers in the UK are selling a tyre for anything from £50 to £90. And these, I think, are about 30 something pounds. I have no idea what that's telling me. Make sure it's in the bottom. Okay. It's all in double Dutch and Chinese. Right. Let's just get this on now. I'm trying to remember if there's a direction of travel on these. I suspect there is, and I suspect it's that way. We don't want to do it like I did on the other one the other day, where I actually put it on the wrong way around and had to go and redo it all, because that's not what you want to do after you put the goo in. Direction that way. And the disc is on this side. The direction of travel is that way, so that's where it needs to go. So let me put you into a more advantageous position. Right, hopefully you can see me. Me. Right, make sure this goes down on this side of the valve when you're going past the valve. You want to get the bead in the channels in the middle, but you want when it goes over the valve, you've got to make sure that it goes on the outside of it, and not, you don't end up with two beads on one side, because that's really bad. It's like crossing the streams in Ghostbusters. Only bad things will happen. There we go. Right. Start at the valve as well, so you make sure that it's in the right place before you get going. And then just wriggle it round. Just make sure that doesn't come out, because you don't want to be going past the valve when it's tight. So we'll get it on so far, and then we'll give it a little squeeze, because what we've got to do is make sure that the two beads are in the middle. It's gone past. Come on, back again. Once we are on, which way are we going to go with it? Let's go with it this way around. Just to help things, a bit of very undiluted washing up liquid always helps. Lube things up a bit. Ouch, that took me skin from off. So it's like the stuff you buy, but it's, you know, it's expensive. Just helps lube it on a bit. There we go. Certainly what you see them do at Charlie Brown's and that. Right then, so that's off. Let's just give this a quick wipe down. And hopefully we can zap it up. Right, let me go and get the compressor. So it's a shock tank, this one's air shot. I'll be honest, I've had mixed some things on this. Losing your words. Mixed performance. Yeah, it's sometimes it works, sometimes it's just not enough. It doesn't have the volume to get it where you need it. So we'll give it a go. Just pump it up. Oops. It'd help if we lock the valve off. Well, it's just an air cylinder. I can't see what you're looking at now because the thing's the wrong way around. Yeah, it's just an air cylinder. You pump it up with the foot pump, like my new Park Tool foot pump.
Motion detected at the front door.
So you get it up to about 100, 120 psi, maybe a little bit less for this tyre because these don't need to go as high. And you just hope for the best that it just pump it up. So what it can do is it shoots all the air in one go. Whereas when you're doing this, you're actually trying to pump it in quick enough to get it to jump the bead over the edges, the little retaining ridges on the rim. I think I've showed you them before. Yeah, we'll take it up to 120. Hopefully that's enough. So because the valve's not in, you get a better airflow, and you can screw this one in. It's got a swivelly mounty thing, so you can screw it into where the valve would go, and hopefully it'll go crack crack. Right, let's have a look. Boom! You missed that, didn't you? You heard it anyway. Yeah, you just shot it. I've locked it off now anyway. It's on the rim. We're going to unscrew this. The chances of me getting my finger over this before all the air comes out is 0. But now we've done that, we should be able to put some slime in it, because we know now that it's jumped onto the rim. You can feel it all the way around. Went with a nice crack, that's what you're saying. You'll probably get 2 cracks on each side, so you could have anything between 2 and 4 cracks when it goes, and jobs are good. What we've got to do now is get the slime in.
Motion detected at the front door.
Yeah, it's like Piccadilly flipping circus in here. As soon as I pick up the camera to do any filming, they're either in and out of here, I need something, which I could have asked for at any other time of the day, or they're in and out of the front door. Which is my fault for having the Alexa in here, but hey ho. Right, we are 700C, we are 80 to 100 mil, so we're going to go 80, because these are skinnier tyres. In fact, I think 60 is probably enough with these. I do. Let me just stick that in there. Ugh. We'll, how much is in this one? We've got 400 mil, 400 mil, 60 mil. Same, isn't it? 140 mil. So there should be enough in one of these to do definitely do 2 tyres. See, I didn't learn any of my lessons from last time, which was right. You've got gunk everywhere. Right. Shove that all the way in. And it's got stuck already. Great. The lesson I learned last time was to put less in, because it's a lot easier to... Great. I wonder if I go back to just doing the way I used to do it. Oh no, we're cooking on gas now. Oh, we got it all in one shot. Right. I'm claiming that as a win. You sit there. I've got gunk everywhere. See, this is the pink goo. This is the famous pink goo that I get covered in. And you can see why. Mainly because I keep knocking stuff over. Or put a tyre on backwards. Or just generally have a tyre that doesn't want a seat. So the best advice I can give anyone who's doing this is before you put the pink goo in, make sure you can at least get the tyre on the rim, because regardless of whether you've got goo in or not, if it ain't going on the rim, it ain't going to seal. And you're just building yourself up a world of hurt trying to diagnose why it won't go on the rim while it's full of pink goo. And there's a high probability that you're going to end up having to take the tyre off anyway and start inspecting tape and things like that, or maybe put another roll of tape around because there's not enough tape. Right, we'll just check the valve itself. Yeah, that's moving freely. Now the way you said it was the way I was used to do it is you used to just be able to slide a tube. If you buy Muck-off's big thing, you get a tube with it, and that tube slides over the outside. The problem with that is all the pink goo ends up in the stem itself. If you use the syringe with that on, it gets it into the tyre away from the thing. You obviously get a bit of muck on it as you're bringing it out if you're untidy like me. Just be careful when you're screwing them in as well that you don't start to undo that. So we should be able to pump that up now. In fact, there might be still be some air left in this. Because I didn't give it the full shotto. Perhaps not. It's up. Right. Let's have a look, see what pressure wise we can get into it. So it is up, it's got pressure in it. I'd probably say there's about 10 psi in that, to be honest. Come on. I'll put that in the wrong hole. I can't remember what these need to go at. Should say on it somewhere. They're quite low pressure, I seem to remember. Let's look on the old ring. There we go. 50 to 75 psi. So 60 is probably good enough. There we go. That was easy as peasy. Right, stick that back on. Right, what we do need to do now, oops, stick it over there. You just need to do the little rolly dance now. So it's just make sure all the fluid is rolled round. What you're trying to do is get it to sit in the edge all the way around there on one side, then flip it over and do the same thing, because that's where it's going to leak. It's going to be around that bead, or it's going to be around there. If it's around there, you've got problems. That's nothing to do with the tyre. Shake it. I've seen people put them on the floor and spin them around and do all sorts of weird and wonderful things. Like put it in there and just... To be honest, all that happens with that is it just ends up spinning it to the outside of the tyre onto the edge, which isn't where you want it, to be honest. You want it to go around. So the easiest way to do it is just to do that. There's nothing to stop you leaving it perfectly flat surface overnight, turning it over, doing the same thing. What we will do though now, before I lose it, is we will just check to see if there's any leaks. So the soapy water test, I'll do it over here so I'm not spraying the microwave again. What we're looking for is bubbles. Hopefully not out of the actual carcass sidewalk, which is what we've been getting on the last two we've had, because the tyres were perished, they were second hand. So don't buy old stock tyres, because it is more than likely they will be perished. Now that looks like it's got a perfect fit first time. So you can do it. I think I noticed a couple of bubbles around the edge when I was doing it. There's a little bit there, I think, possibly. That's looking pretty good. That side's perfect. There's nothing there at all. This side we've possibly got... No, that's looking pretty good. Right, I'm going to leave that on the floor, but we'll call that one a win. So that's how you put on a brand new tubeless tyre on a nice clean rim that was nice and easy with no stress, no hassle at all. Get yourselves one of, where's it gone? The shot canister. I think this is an air shot. I think it's quite expensive that for what it is. I've got a theory you can make your own. They're nitrous canisters that all the kids are shooting nitrous oxide with, they're about that big. You could convert one of them to do this because it's less pressure than one of these. And all you've got to do is just drill a hole, tap in for one of those and put a gate valve on it. And then in the top just change the filler neck and put a valve on it to do air pumping up off that. And then you're good to go, and all you've got to do is find the bit of cable, which could scavenge off an old pump, to be honest. This one's a bit fancy because obviously it's got the insert that goes in the middle, but if you've got a car Schrader attachment, the Schrader attachment will go over the outside of a Presta valve when the valve calls out, so just a tip. Anyway, we'll stick this on the floor, just make sure it's not got any issues. And then we're going to move on to, I'll do the other one, which I'm going to do now, because the football's starting in 8 minutes. So I've got to get, in fact, I'm going to go and watch the football. And then I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to do that one, which is my road bike. And then I'm going to do something I've been promising for ages. I'm going to convert a tubed tyre, which is on my old winter bike, to tubeless. It does say the rims are tubeless compatible, but I've never done it where they've not ever had tubes on. And this one's a bit of an oddball because you do not need tape, I don't believe. So we'll have a go with that. But anyway, right, we'll probably bring you back for that. We'll see how we go. So you'll have just seen the last lot in quick time. So you should have seen the snap up that we didn't get on the other one because I had the camera pointing in the wrong direction. Very straightforward again, no problems at all, apart from us spilt a load of pink goo everywhere because I pushed it in a bit too quick. We got the full 80 millilitres, which I think is probably a bit excessive for this type of wheel. Probably 60 is more than enough. I'm just going to get it to dry off. Now there's no bubbles or anything. It's sealed really nice. In fact, I did a little test on this. I don't know if you noticed. I actually inflated it without any slime into the full pressure to see and give it a quick squirt round. No leaks at all, even without the sealing compound. So these tyres, these Maxis rebranded Giant Frondo Gavia tyres, really seal nicely. Now I've got a set of these to go on the Campad wheels, but I'm going to do a video of converting from tubes to tubeless. Sprayed everything all over the microwave. That's going to go down well with the missus. This isn't our kitchen, by the way. This is just the kitchenette in the old workshop. You probably know that anyway. So before you start going, oh, my missus would go nuts if I did that. Yeah, my missus will go nuts if I do this in here, which is why I'm trying to remove all the evidence. And there's not too much on the floor. So anyway, they've receded really nicely. It's got the fluid in, no sign of any leaks or anything. I've got a squirt around the valves. I'll let them sit for a bit and then I'll give them another quick squirt with the solution. There's a bit too much washing up liquid still on the rim from when I slid the tyre on, so I was getting a lot of foam on it anyway, but you could see none of it was freshly bubbling, but for the purposes of me 100% peace of mind, I'll let it sit off for a bit, let the solution do its thing. Normally I leave them for 24 hours like that, and just rotate them so it gets a chance to sit all the way around the rim. I see people spinning them, and I think I mentioned it earlier in the video. All that does is just throws it to the outside of the tyre. What you want is to get it to nicely seat all the way round in the bottom of the tyre along this edge, so it will seat there and seep into there. So as long as you get it all the way round and you do plenty of that, it will seal everything up. But no, they're solid. Really pleased with them. At long last, some tubeless tyres that haven't caused me to swear and end up with goo in every orifice. So good one. Even the streams was playing ball today. So I've just got to clean that one out. I don't know if I'm going to tag the other video onto this, but I'll probably do it as a separate, because I need some regular content at the moment. We do have some other stuff in. Might as well give you a quick look around. Let me just unhook you. If I can remember how to do it with this one. We've got one of the old tripods back. Well, I've stolen my wife's tripod. So right. So what have we got coming up? So we have got this. So this is a giant Zaskar. It's in a pretty sorry state, but there's a solid bike under here. It's missing its chain. Back gear cable's a bit mullered. Front gear cable looks okay. The remote control cable is mullered. The back brakes pads are virtually down to the metal, and you can see the cables hanging off there, so that wants putting back on again. The shocks aren't quite locking out, but I think that's normal for these. This bike has got some miles on it. You can tell just by the wear on there. That's really gouged into there. So what I'm going to do is see if I can do something to try and help that out. I don't think they reroute. Oh God, it's absolutely filthy. It might need that lifting up or a bit of heli tape on there. It's proper gouged a right hole in there. So we need something. Not entirely sure what though. See, I think that should be a bit up, and then I think because the front doesn't move, if I put one of those dual clips on to hold that up there, I think that'll be better. You can't do it with that one because they change sides, so it'll pull on it, but these don't move because that's on the front. So if I put one of those twisty, clampy things on there, I think that'll be all right. We've got to fix the drop. That's the dropout thing for that. Interestingly, it's a Shimano brake and a Shimano thing, and I think these are compatible so that you can hang your gear changer off your lever. But I'm not sure with this version. But we'll check it. The brakes are really good actually. They're not spongy or anything. So I think it just needs a good clean up. Right, so that's it. Hope that video was useful. Not covered in pink goo. I wish they were all that easy. I kind of hope the camp head wheels, when I do them, are going to be easy. They're going to be something different because I've never done a tube to tubeless conversion. The wheels are tubeless ready, but these are a bit weird because I don't think you need tape on them. So it'll be interesting. We've got a Muck-off conversion kit. So we'll have a go with that. Obviously I don't need the tape. I was going to have a go at doing a Gorilla one on the mountain bike, simply because it's low pressures and I don't ride them as fast, and they are not tubeless wheels and they are not tubeless tyres. So I'll be interested to see how they work because they don't have that little ridge, but people are saying you can still do it. So we'll have a bash at that and see where we go, just for a laugh. And then we've just got to replace this was unplanned. I came to check the bike over that I was going to take on holiday with me and found the back wheel on the Continental's blown out. The sidewalls failed, so dodged a bullet there actually, because I could have been riding that. I did the Beast on Saturday, just gone. 100 miles, 160 kilometres, 3,000 metres of elevation. Yep, you heard right, 3,000 metres of elevation, 16 climbs, of which 6 are on the top 100 in the UK. And one of them was up Rosedale Chimney, which is a 35% climb. And I'll be honest, I was woefully unprepared. I was running a 32.11 on the back and a compact 50.34 on the front, and the night before there was loads and loads of really, really good cyclists all saying they'd got custom built bikes, and they were either running road bikes with gravel mountain bike drivetrains on, or they were running gravel bikes with skinny wheels on. And I rock up on my winter bike with a 32.11. So I bought a 34.11 and I'm now looking to see if I can get hold of one of these mythical 32 front inner chain rings that apparently exist, but I can't find them anywhere. Just for those, because I've got one more to do. The medals clip together. Gonna look at the medal rack. Don't think you've ever seen this, have you? So that's the outlaw thing. There they are there. So there's the Cheshire Cat that we did last year. That's just evil. That's up Muck-off. So if you don't know the climbs and you're not in the UK, or even if you are and you don't know the climbs, look at Muck-off. That's evil on a different level. And then the Beast. What makes the Beast different, and it's certainly what caught me out, though I did do it, I did manage to do it. The Beast travels at 12.5 miles an hour, and he's chasing you. So it puts a different perspective. Normally on a sporty, if you go at your own pace, you can have a leisurely food stops and everything. But with this one, you've got to maintain a pace. Because if the Beast catches you, you're out of the race basically. They put you in the sweeper van and take you back, or if you're not too far, they tell you to make your own way back, but you don't get your medal. And you have to come back next year and try again. But we did it, first attempt. Good bunch. Rode with Angela and Diane. I do a lot of these crazy, stupid ones with. It was hard work. A lot harder than the half iron, the half outlaw I did earlier in the year. And that's part of the problem. Nearly all my, this turned into a coaching video. Nearly all my training this year was aimed at being able to run at 20 to 25 miles an hour on the flat forever. You know, oops, focus box has gone. 20 to 25 miles an hour on the flat, and then just, you know, small hills. The course for outlaw is flat with just a bit of undulation here and there. So my training for the whole year up until the end of May was flat. Obviously now, post-event blues and nothing to aim at, I decided to go and sign on to the mini beast with Diane and Angela. I've done no hill training at all, so I've got no hill legs. My neuromuscular was completely set up for flat. So what was noticeable, though, when we got onto the flat bits, my body's wanting to go. I wanted to get back up to 20, 22, 24, 25 miles an hour. And when I'm running at those speeds, my heart rate actually drops off. Whereas when I was riding at the pace they wanted to ride at on the flat, my heart rate was going up. And I need to go and analyse what was going on there, because that wasn't what I was expecting to see. So I was a lot more comfortable on the front riding at my pace. But I think that's been a lot of this year. I've been riding at my pace. So, you know, I ride up hills at a certain pace, I ride flat at a certain pace, and that pace works for me, doesn't necessarily work for other people. But anyway, right, enough about that. Go over to TriFit page if you want more coaching tips and stuff like that. But no, hope that was good. Thank you for all the people that have subscribed. That's brilliant. The numbers are gradually creeping up. You know, who knows? One day we might get monetized, and then I can retire and do even more videos. But in the meantime, this is just good fun. This is for my mental headspace, and genuinely so that people don't have to go and pay companies a lot of stupid money. I mean, I think the guy that I fixed his wheel for him said they charged him £200 to put a tyre on. So a tyre and fitting it, £200, and the tyre was going flat after a week. And their answer was, well, that's tubeless tyres for you. You know, people shouldn't have to do that. I mean, Teresa's managed to pick up her tyres direct from Giant, and actually they're quite reasonably priced, those Giant tyres, so we've got them quite cheap. You know, sort of between 30 and 50 quid per tyre, where normally you're looking anything up to £100 a tyre for some of the Continental, really good ones. You know, so, and it's as you saw there, it's probably, if it goes well, it's less than half an hour to fit a tyre. If it goes badly, it's half of my life and covered in pink goo to fit a tyre. But that's part of the skill, isn't it? I think as I get better at this, I'll be able to spot when, you know, the tape's mullered. I mean, the tape's absolutely pristine on those. It's like they're brand new. Whereas Wayne's bike, that's the second-hand bike that's already been back to several shops, the tape was just awful. They'd taped on top of tape and the tape underneath had failed, so how they thought the tape that they'd put on top wasn't going to fail, I really don't know. The tyres were covered in crap. I don't know what they'd been using for sealant. It looked on one of them like somebody had actually put a bead of silicone sealant around it as well. So, you know, the devil is in the detail with these tubeless tyres. If you've got a very clean base setup to go to, as you saw today, they just go straight on, no issue. And you don't even need the sealant, really. The sealant's just there for when you get a puncture. But on the other hand, when you get the ones that are, you know, the hook isn't clean or the tape's slightly flawed, you're really relying on the slime to seal the tyre before you've even got them to starter's orders. Or as we saw in the other ones, brand new tyres that were leaking out of the sidewalls. I mean, that's not right. But anyway, right. Enough moaning and whining. Smiley face for once. Right. Boom. Don't forget to hit that like bar, because I'm not getting enough likes. There's loads of people watching the videos now, but not enough likes. So please, 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 just hit the like button. It will help, I think, with the algorithm on where it puts it on the screen. And if you want to watch some other videos, I think there's one there, possibly one there, and there might even be one there, possibly there. And I think the like and subscribe's down there. I might do everything backwards. I think it's down there. 2 ones up here, and then another one down there.